Hi, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Maker's Cave. In the past, when I put things together like models and electronics, I've done overhead shots that point straight down on the table. Now, I kind of used a cobbled together system to get a boom to hold the camera so it would point straight down. And I thought it was time, with some of the models we're going to be making and some of the other stuff which are going to require some real good photography and camera work straight down onto the table, it was time to get some kind of rig that I could attach that stuff to. I looked at some of the stuff online and none of it really, matched what I needed for the price. Some of the stuff was kind of pricey. So I figured, it's the Maker's Cave, we'll make something. So we did it for I think I did it for like $40 and made a nice big rig that goes right over top of everything with a bar so we can attach everything. So stay with us and I'll show you exactly how I did that. All right, before we get started with our project, it's time to pay some bills. And I want to do that by thanking our sponsor, bunkerstuff.com. They specialize in personalized shirts, just like the one here for the Maker's Cave. They also do stuff for fire, EMS, ham radio, storm chasing. Anything you want your name on or your logo on, they can do. And what's great about them is they specialize in only making a few shirts. Well, they can make a lot of shirts, but they really cater to the little guy who, like me, I got a small channel, I only need 1 or 2 shirts. Maybe you have a YouTube channel, you only need 1 or 2 shirts. They're perfect. My other channel is This Old Ham Shack. They've made a couple shirts for that, so when I'm doing those videos, I have those shirts. It's great for branding, and you should really check them out. Bunkerstuff.com. I'll put a link below. Alright, so in some of my previous videos, specifically when I replaced the motor in the Ryobi saw, I did a lot of top-down shots. Now, in order to get that, I had to take my webcam and I had to tape it on the end of this armature wire. Then I taped this to a tripod, and I was able to bend it, roughly, where I needed it to be to take the video. That's not the best solution that I wanted, because we're going to be doing some more creation here, especially some models, so I want to be able to get some good videos straight down. And I also want to be able to add some lights, some LED lights to give it a little bit better illumination. So I started looking around on the internet, mainly Amazon, and I found a lot of devices for doing things like that, but they all attached to the table. They were nice, they were fairly inexpensive, they weren't too bad, but the problem was every time if I bumped or shook the table, the camera would shake. So I didn't want that. So then I started looking at some devices that would mount on the side with the mounting bar up top, with an adjustable height, so you can go way up or way down. And I said, I think I can make this much cheaper than what was on Amazon, because they were approaching quickly, $100. And I didn't want to spend that much for something that just simply held a camera that pointed straight down and some lights that pointed straight down. So I figured, well, we make things here, let's make this. So I went out to Home Depot and I found these wooden discs. I'd seen these before at Home Depot and I thought, geez, they'd be great for a project. They're about 18 inches round, pine, simple pine. So I got 2 of these. Now I need something that they can go straight up and across like this. So I thought, my favorite thing, PVC pipe. This stuff is great for makers. It's really an underrated product. I don't think people use PVC enough. I love it when I see other makers channels and they're doing something with PVC. It's just terrific. So one of the unique things about the dimensions of PVC is a 1-inch PVC pipe will slide perfectly inside a 1 1/4 inch pipe, almost like a piston. So if you're, oh, that's great, that's how I can make adjustable sides. So then I tackled, how are we going to get them onto here? So I got some 1 1/4 inch PVC adapters. They accept the 1 1/4 inch pipe on one end, and they've got a 1 1/4 inch thread on size on the other. And I got some 1 1/4 inch floor flanges. And they just simply screw in like this. These have got mounting holes here, so I'll mount one dead center on each of them. Okay, so now the 1 1/4 inch pipes will go up here, the PVC pipes. Now, I figured I'd take it up 5 foot. The PVC comes in 10-foot lengths, so I figured make it 5 foot, divide it in half, make it easy. So 5 foot into there. Then I got the 1-inch pipe And I cut that in half. We're going to cut that in half, and we're going to be able to slide that for the adjustable height. We'll figure out how we're going to keep it at that particular height. Cotter pins, or maybe just simply vice grips, to hold it there. Now, at the top of each one of the 1-inch pipes, we're going to put these 90-degree bends, and we'll put another 1-inch PVC pipe across here, which will then allow, we can now go up, we can go down, I can move these up, back as need be. And that 1-inch bar that's going to go across here is going to be perfect for mounting things onto there. And I thought I had all the parts to show you. Again, went on to Amazon, and these were pretty cheap. At least I thought they were cheap. These are little clamps that go all the way up to 2-inch, and they've got a 1/4-20 screw on here, okay, which is exactly what you do for mounting light accessories and cameras. And this little bar right here clamps onto things. Mainly, our 1-inch bar is going to go across the top. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to make this thing. I made this thing for about $45 worth of parts. It's exactly what I need. Because it's made of PVC pipe, I can expand it if I need, do some other things later. Because these screw here, I'll be able to pack this away, here in the cave. It's getting a little crowded in here with all their stuff, so I'll be able to hide it. The first thing we're going to do is, I was going to paint these, but I think I'm going to just stain these an ebony color. And that's the first thing we're going to do. We'll get started. We'll sand these down. Well, actually, they're already sanded. I did that beforehand. And we're going to stain them. So that's what we're going to do next. We've prepped our work area. I put down my favorite protection pig blankets. And I got 2 blocks to lift the wood off of the surface. One here. And we have another one right here. We got some ebony stain, work gloves, towels for cleanup. We got the sponge for application. Okay, so we're going to stain the bottom first. If I flip it over and the blocks harm the stain or whatever, I don't think I'm really going to care about that. I want to get this project done quickly so we can move on to some of our other projects. Don't forget, we do have the Mobius 1/6 B9 robot model with a light kit we're going to be putting together, and we have to get started on our Back to the Future 1/32 scale, I believe it is, the 24-inch model of the Back to the Future DeLorean. And we're going to be doing all the mods on that too, all the lighting mods. So I'm going to need this overhead. So let's get started on spilling this all over and then putting it onto here. Now this is a water-based stain, so this is not going to be a one-day project here that we're just going to bang right out, because this is going to have to dry overnight. But we are in, it is the end of June 2020, and we are in the middle of a heat wave. So I want to take these out and put them in the garage where it's nice and toasty warm. So by tomorrow morning, these will be dry, and then we'll come back and we'll finish this up.
Welcome to day 2. The wooden bases are nice and dry now, and it's time to mount the floor flanges. I'll start off by applying painter's tape to the center so I can mark where the drill holes should be for the floor flange. The painter's tape allows me to make visible marks without damaging the stain I just applied. Here I'm using one of my favorite tools. It's a center scribe for round objects, just like this base. It allows me to find the center of the base so I know exactly where to mount the flange. Using the marks I just made, I center the floor flange on the base and mark where I need to drill the screw holes. Here's a close-up of the base with the markings for the holes. Using a Forstner bit, I'll drill halfway through the wood at each location for the screw, so the nut of the screw can be recessed. Next, I'll just take a regular wood drill bit and I'll drill through the base at the center of each of those recessed holes I just made with the Forstner bit. Now we can remove the tape. And here's our base, all drilled out and ready to accept our floor flange. All that's left now is to through bolt our floor flange onto the base, which is what we'll do right now. It's time to start to make the side poles. Here I'm going to measure down 5 foot and we'll cut it with the chop saw. Now we'll cut the pole that goes across the top. This will hold our camera, our lights, any other accessories that we want.
Alright, so let me tell you what happened. When transferring my clips from the video camera to the computer, one of the files got damaged. Gave me an error, and I said, okay, I wonder what that's all about. So it was the most important clip. It was the assembly of the upright tubes, the gluing, how we put them all together. So I'm reshooting this, and I'm just going to give you a little synopsis of what we did. So basically, what we did is we took the 1 1/4 inch tubes that are the uprights that go on each side. And using PVC cement, I used actually clear PVC cement, which was nice, not the purple stuff. It's also no odor. I put them on the threads, the threaded connector, glued them in there. So now what you can do is I did that to each one of these. Okay. So what we can now do, center that. All right, so now that we did that, here's what we can do with the uprights. They screw into there. I'm not going to screw them all the way in. And then the other one goes over here. So those are the 2 uprights. And in the next clip, I'll show you how this all works. Sorry about that, guys, but it's all pretty simple. You saw me putting these together. You saw me cutting the tubes. All it really was is using the PVC cement, and that's a little dab or a little brush going on the inside of this and the outside of the tube and putting them together. So you didn't really miss all too much because of some clever jokes I may have made that, well, at least I think they were clever. So we'll continue on. Before we get to the cross beam, I need to put these 90 degrees on these poles here, which get slid into the uprights that we just did. So I'm going to be doing the same thing as I did with the other ones, clean them up with some sandpaper. Apply some glue. Alright, that's one done. Let's do the next. Alright, those are the two inserts that go into the 1 1/4 inch pipes that we did before. So now what we'll do is I'll zoom out so you can see the whole room. We'll put this thing together. Okay, so we got the uprights. Now we're going to put the inserts in. There's the bases right there on each side of my table where I do all my videos. And now what we'll do is we'll take each insert and we'll put it in here. So as you can see, it just slides right in here. So now you can see it goes here. Now I thought 5 foot wouldn't be that tall, but I still think we're all right. This is the lowest it can go. I can always cut these down some more, but I think this is going to be all right. So now this is the crossbar. Now I didn't glue this into these pieces right here because I want to be able to put this away when I'm not using it. So we're just going to put these in here. Put the other one in here. So now we have a bar. Here's my table where I do all the work and the videos. Now my overhead shots, what I've been using, I don't have another video camera, so what I've been using is this Logitech webcam HD. And these are the clamps I told you about I got off Amazon for 10 bucks a piece. Now this webcam has a normal 1/4-20 acceptance on here for cameras. Okay, so this is on here now. And here is the clamp. We're going to open these jaws up. I'm going to take it over here. So as you can see, here's the camera right on here. Give this some leeway here. There will be the cable. Bend it down here. Let's see if we can get a nice close-up shot of that for you. So there's the clamp right there. There's the camera. And now I can position the camera however I want for my downward shots. They also make some LED lights. They make LED lights that I'm also going to get so I can illuminate some good light down here. Not only that, but when I'm using This face on camera here, I'd like to, right now we're just using the lights that are above us in the ceiling, and they don't give the best light, they give a glare. You can't see these wonderful shirts made by bunkerstuff.com. So I'll be able to actually put this in whole assembly out in front and above the camera, out of frame, above the camera here, with some lights facing down and giving me good light. Okay, we saw this, and this is great. And as you can tell, this is about, maybe 4 foot above the table. I don't know. Let's see, what is it? Just shy of 36 inches, 3 feet above the table. All right, that's pretty good, but sometimes you might need something bigger, so you're probably wondering how we're going to adjust these. And this is going to be real simple. We'll just take it up here, and we're going to put these clamps here. High up the level. And now it's even taller. I might actually mount a bubble on here, one of those little tiny barrel levels on there, so I can make sure it is level so the pictures aren't skewed. Project's done. I enjoyed it. It was really easy. Took me maybe a couple hours. Should only take you maybe 45 an hour to do. Since I was talking to you guys, it takes me a little bit longer. Whole project cost about $40, and I'm happy how it turned out. Can't wait to make some more videos. If you liked the video, speaking of which, if you liked the video, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below and the like button and the bell to be notified when the next project's coming out. But until then, I'm Steve. Thanks for joining me in the Maker's Cave, and I'll see you next time with our next project.